Hi, I'm Andrew Wasson. Thanks for joining me for my weekly guitar blog. It's May 10th, 2015. This week we're going to do a lesson covering basic melodic transposing. And this week's question was sent in from Warren. He's out in Charleston, South Carolina, and he wrote in with this email. When I learn melodies, I can see scale patterns and sometimes how the parts have moved into new keys. I'm not sure on how to grasp this. I've read that intervals are used to interpret the way a melody is transposed, but sometimes a melody moves up higher. Then other times the melody will slide to another fingerboard area. Can you teach basic guitar melody transposing? From Warren in Charleston, South Carolina, USA. Well, thanks for writing in, Warren. You know, a guitar transposing can go from extremely obvious all the way to complex methods that can change keys and displace octaves. And because transposing a melody can be done with a few different approaches on guitar, any guitarist who's new to this idea needs to start from a few foundational places. So in this lesson, we'll begin with a simple position shifting approach that works quickly and is easy to understand. Then we're going to move on to an approach based entirely upon shifting a melody strictly by using key signatures and intervals. Well, in the first example, I wanted to run through one of the easiest and fastest ways to transpose a guitar melody, and that is by simply shifting the melody from one fingerboard location over to another. So let's get started by establishing a melody that we can take and transpose elsewhere on the neck. Here's a line that operates in A minor. Okay, I'll play that one more time for you. Right, next, let's transpose that melody into a new key by simply sliding the layout of the melodic passage into a new scale pattern position. If we slide that initial melodic pattern that we started with into any new position, you know, going higher, going lower, we will in effect just have transposed the melody to a new key. So for instance, since we started in the 5th position here in the key of A minor, if we take that scale pattern layout and we shift it, say, perhaps up to the 10th fingerboard position, what we have there is we would have transposed the idea into D minor. It's very quick. It can be done really easily to transpose any melody, you know, anywhere, you know, just based entirely upon scale pattern shapes moving laterally. So anyway, here's how that A minor melody sounds now, played in 10th position, moved over into the key of D minor. So it's really the exact same layout, the same fingering technique. It's really based on the same scale. You know, same scale pattern, I should say, pardon me. That's D minor up there, obviously. This is A minor down here. So essentially, you just take the scale pattern layout, you shift it over to wherever you want. You know, that happened to be D. If I would do it, you know, let's say in 8th position, I'd get C minor. If I did it in 7th position, I'd get B minor. If I did it in 3rd position, I'd get G minor. It's just simple as moving it along the neck, and that's it. So try that out with some of your favorite melodies. Try it in all kinds of different fingerboard scale pattern layouts. Try it in major, try it in minor. Move them around and try and have some good luck with that. It's really easy, and you can do it very quickly and get any melody you want transposed along the neck laterally. All right, next let's work on something slightly more complex with regard to transposing a melody, but at the same time also something that we'd probably find more commonly applied in everyday composing and arranging situations. Now in our next scenario here, we're going to take a melodic idea. It's going to be in the key of C major, and we're going to transpose it using intervals and also, you know, our background knowledge key signatures, plus we're going to bump the melody up one octave higher as well. So in getting started, let's just begin here by learning our foundational melodic idea. It sounds like this. Okay, here it is one more time. Okay, so we're going to take that melodic idea, we're going to transpose it and take it from the foundational melody out into a new key using intervals, and you know, we're basically also going to take it up another octave higher as well. So for example, the interval that we're going to focus on is going to be perfect fifths. That means that every note from our first melody in C major is going to be moved up a perfect fifth interval into the new key, which will of course be G major. Now, if we counted 5 notes away from C, C, D, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's our 5th out. If you know power chords, it's really easy to move around with the geometrical shape that is used to create a power chord. So you do that off of any of the notes that you're using in this particular scale. And then, of course, you have to pay attention for your key signatures as well. When we're transposing something from, let's say, C major into the key of G major happens to have 1 sharp. There's a F sharp in that key. And so you have to pay attention to that. That note's going to be important if we're playing any of the B notes that are found in the key of C major, because up from the B, we're going to have an accidental off that one. It's going to be an F sharp there. So pay attention to that. And plus, we're also taking this melody up an octave as well. So let's say, again, if we were to move from our C to our G, giving the perfect 5th there, 1 octave up is where we're going to be focusing on. So we're going to be taking that G up to 2nd string on the 8th fret. So we're going from 4th string G there at the 5th fret all the way up to 2nd string with it. So you have to keep a lot of stuff in mind when you're doing this kind of work, because there's a little bit more involved than just simply sliding one scale pattern shape over to another scale pattern, as we did in our first examples. So when you're also moving something up higher, like we are doing here, sometimes you can run into some situations where you need to really jump up to different fingerboard positions very rapidly. Now in this concept here, when we're moving this melody up in another octave range and moving to the key of G major, once we start the phrase, right at that point, we have to do a pretty big position shift here. We're going to jump up basically from the 10th position all the way up to the 15th position there. So it's a pretty big jump there. A little bit of a reach. You just have to target it and get used to the movements. A lot of stuff we do on guitar means that we have to play stuff over and over and over again until our hands and our mind gets used to it, and everything gets programmed in there like it should. But essentially, this is the work that is involved in doing something like tracing out an interval and moving it into a new key, and then of course something extra on top of that we did, which was taking it up an octave as well. So work on this kind of stuff. It's really handy to know how to do this, and sure enhances your composing and arranging skills as well. Well, exploring melodic transposing is not only a lot of fun, but it also pays off in how it further develops your theory knowledge and your knowledge for the guitar fretboard. Now, once you have some experience with transposing, you're going to notice that it really helps with intervals, scale patterns, positions on the neck, and key signatures. And they can all be used to really take advantage of gaining better understanding how to especially compose and arrange your own music, both faster and with, of course, better accuracy when you are arranging, especially for multiple instruments. And because transposing sounds really interesting in musical situations, the better you get at doing it, I'm pretty sure the likelihood will be that the more you'll find yourself actually using it in your own songwriting. Anyway, that's about all the time I have for today. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel, and if possible, consider a small donation to help fund the Guitar Lessons project here. Otherwise, have yourself a great week, and we'll catch up with you next time. Bye for now. If you're interested in learning faster, making better use of your time, and practicing longer, the Accelerating Your Learning Curve ebook is for you. Over 60 pages of information on how to take control of both the way you learn and the time that you devote to your practicing. Accelerating Your Learning Curve is available for instant download in the View Our Products area at creativeguitarstudio.com.